STTM here, and in today's video, we got our first NFL playoff picture. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video, as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be alerted/updated on the latest STTM videos, and you don't want to miss them. And I'll also just appreciate it. So yeah, guys. Enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Bow! Now we're going to talk about the AFC first. I think the Chiefs, I feel like they're locked in. I don't see the Bills getting out. Steelers, I think they're still going to be here. I'm not necessarily sure if they're going to win the division, but from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like it. Despite the Texans having not really being as amazing as last year, they're still gonna most likely win the division. Chargers, that definitely affected a couple bit in the wild card, but nothing too bad. And I think the Broncos are pretty safe. Now let's look at the remaining schedules of the for the 4 teams that have the biggest shot to overtake anybody. And I would include the Jets' remaining schedule, and also maybe Titans and Patriots ones too. But to be honest, I think that they're pretty much gone. I don't really expect them to do anything. Now the Dolphins. Start off with the Dolphins. So this is their remaining schedule. They would go to 6-6. Wait, hold on. Let's go a week. 5-6 to 5-7, and then it would be 6-7. And then, to be honest, I think 7-7, because I don't really know if CJ Stroud's going to do a good game versus them. And then 7-8, and then 8-8, and then 9-8. So the Dolphins, they probably could overcome the Broncos. They probably could. They could go 9-8. The Colts, on the other hand, let's see what they got. I think they would fall to 5-8. Wait, no, it would be 6-7. The Patriots have history with the Colts. So I think it would go 5-8, 5-9, 6-9, 7-9, and then I think 8-9. I don't expect them to do anything. Anthony Richardson has improved a bit. He hasn't thrown a pick in a while, so that's good. But I don't expect them to be making the playoff. I think the Bengals, I don't really expect them to do anything. They go from 4-7 to 4-8, 4-9. Actually, I think they go 5-8 here. 6-8, 7-8, 7-9, and 7-10. I think 7-10 is our final score for them. And for the Browns, their final record's gonna be 3-9, 3-10, 3-11, 3-12, 3. I think they're 3-14. So overall, it looks like the Dolphins, based off their remaining schedule, probably on paper could pass the Broncos in. I think the Chargers and Ravens are actually a little safe, to be honest, but I think that maybe the Dolphins could overcome the Broncos. And out of all of these teams, they're the most likely to steal a spot, but I still don't really see it happening. We'll just have to see, though, how their schedules play out. Now we're going to go to the NFC. This is the big playoff picture race. Lions, I think, are pretty safe. Eagles, I don't expect the Commanders to overcome them. I think they're going to be safe there. Seahawks, they're in a very unpredictable division, which I'll have to look at all of their schedules. I'll have to load all their schedules, so while I'm doing that, let's go see. So all those are loading, but I think the Falcons, them and the Buccaneers will also have to look at. That's also a pretty insane race. And maybe the Saints. I don't think the Saints will win the division, but I think they're technically still alive. Bears, Cowboys, Panthers are all also still alive. The only team I'm not really going to check is the Giants. I think they're pretty dead in my opinion. But start off with the Seahawks. Let's look at their schedule. I think so. You go from 6-5 up there to 7-5. 7-6. I think the Cardinals are going to get revenge in that one. 7-7, 7-8, 7-9, and I think 7-10. I think the Seahawks are not going to be a playoff team. I don't know. I'm not really a strong fan of this outlook. Some of these games are very 50-50. Cardinals one's very 50-50. Rams and Bears are pretty 50-50. And I think we're going to most definitely see some losses with the Packers and Vikings. So, overall, out of the remaining games, they're probably only going to win one, and that's going to be versus the Jets. Now for the Cardinals, 6-6, 7-6, 8-6, 9-6. I think if they're at LA, I think they're going to lose 9-7, and then I think they're going to go 10-7. I see the Cardinals. They look like they're going to be the division winners. Now let's look at the Rams. 5-6, 6-6, 6-7, 6-8. Yeah, 6-8, 7-8, 8-8, and then I think they're going to go 9-8. So it looks like the Rams and Cardinals will have good outcomes. And let's see the 49ers potential outcome. So they're 5-6. They go if they're at Buffalo, I think they're going to lose 5-7, 6-7, 7-7, 8-7, 8-8, and 9-8. So overall, I think the Cardinals are going to be last, and then it's going to be the Rams, and then it's going to be the Niners, and then it's going to be the Cardinals. That's my overall prediction for the whole NFC West scenario. Now, it could really go either way. I could be completely wrong, completely out of order and everything. Bears, I really don't expect them to do much. Same with New Orleans, Dallas. Carolina, I really think they're going to get put out of the conversation either this upcoming week or next week. So I expect them to be done by now. Now let's actually do a prediction on the current playoff pictures. I think the Eagles, Packers, and Vikings will all get wins. Lions beat the Packers, Eagles beat the Vikings, and I think the Lions will beat the Eagles to be the NFC champions. And then I will have the Bills beat the Broncos, the Steelers beat the Ravens, and the Chargers actually upset the Texans. And then Chiefs beat the Chargers. Steelers, I think, it actually upset the Bills because Russ has been on fire as of recently. And then I think it would be the Chiefs beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. Now, not many want that Chiefs outcome, but it's sadly the case. Probably. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think as STTM is now out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!